Hello everyone, in this video I will tell you about Asian stereotypes, generalizations and more. All ethnicities around the world have some stereotypes, but it's not necessary to make a study to know that Asian people are the ethnicity that suffers more stereotypes. There are many stereotypes about Asian people that sometimes people say without making about its meaning or the effect it can have on the listener. Some generalizations are not so harmful, but they can help to create misconceptions about Asian people. For example, many people believe that the Japanese don't live pigs, which is not true. Although it isn't part of their culture, they usually do so depending on the type of the store. Many believe that all Japanese are respectful, for example at the time of going to the subway, and that is not true. Depending on the time to go to the subway in Japan can be a silent word to get a seat. It's usually generalized much about the education of the Japanese, but in reality you can find people making noise, eating and drinking beer in the subway, and people putting sunshine down in the streets. People putting on cigarettes on the streets too. Everyone believes that Japan is a country with a lot of technology. Maybe in the main cities there are many samples of technology, but in the small towns and villages are very traditional even. Many people think that the Japanese are better in everything, but it's not true. The Japanese, when they practice something, they do with a lot of effort, which doesn't mean that they are super intelligent. Although in statistical data, South Korea they have better puntuation in academic level. It's true that many martial arts come from Asia, but it's foolish to think that for this everybody knows or practices some kind of martial art. This would be like thinking that all Vallenatos people play accordion, or that all Spaniards dance flamenco, that all Argentines dance tango, or that all Koreans like K-pop music, to cite a few examples. Many people have a general thought about the physical appearance of Asians. Not all the Asian people are thin and small, although you could say that it's part of their genetic if there are cases of overweight in Asian countries. It must be very annoying to be asked if you are family a such person with the surname Lee, Kim, Chan. If you tell an Asian person something like, "Oh, you look like a 15-year," this comment on most Asian women is uncomfortable, especially in a professional setting. There is a certain percentage of Asians who eat dogs and cats, but if your friend is from one of these countries that do, this doesn't mean that it automatically adjusts under that category. If you ask someone, "Can you dance the Gangnam Style?" this dance is not representative of the South Korean. Dancing as is where reading is probably not the style of the wealthy people of Seoul. I used to believe all these stereotypes when I was younger, because they were the things I used to hear. I had no methods to check if they were true or not, as I do now through the internet. I remember the most common at the time: all Asians are Chinese. All Asians have squinty eyes. I remember that I used to say, "Oh yes, I really like the Chinese 5 movie." But when you grow up, you must be aware that all this is wrong. All countries, peoples, ethnicities, cities surely have something that identifies them, sometimes that stand out, and from this can be assured to some extent that stereotypes arise from a certain reality. But the problem is to take this little truth and catalog everything a country by this generalized criticism and judging. All this have been a long time beginning, so and surely will continue to be this way. because people believe it's something normal, a joke, don't get importance or respect that any group deserves. They is just a matter of thinking about how the other person will feel if I think nonsense about their customs and behaviors. Thus, something must be done about it. We must read, for, break the stereotypes, not be the victimizer or the martyr. If you have any doubt about the culture of another country and you cannot travel, or there is nobody in your city that is from that country, a great way to inform the world is YouTube. I personally follow many channels to inform me, to learn, to really see how things are, and that is really the invitation that I would like to do to all those who see this video. Do not continue tying people with the stereotypes chance. Right now, I think it's energy when people generalize to the culture of the costeños, because I am part of it, and it's not nice that others think you are lazy, you are a clown, you are noisy, or you have sex with animals. You're for being born on the coast of Colombia. For watch the video, bye!